And he was like, so, but you know what that is, right?
Chemtrails?
Yeah, it's like chemtrails. And this was the first time, like I'd never heard that before. And like I said, I never really paid attention. And at the same time as this guy was talking, I remember kind of I get out the car and I see like, a plane in the sky, with the, the smoke, and I'm like, I don't know, it just hit me, and I never forgot that. But
Now, wait, I'm actually curious. Who were you listening to? Was it Bubba the Love Sponge?
I'm surprised that you that you know that.
Is that who it was?
Yeah.
No.
All right, man. How's it going today?
Good, and you?
Good. Hey, before we get started talking, I wanted to show you a little video clip.
Okay.
All right.
Now there's just certain people I have no time for. Like if you're sexist or homophobic, or if you don't believe in conspiracy theories. Just don't understand, how do you not believe in any conspiracy theories? I understand not all of them, not most of them, but you don't believe in any conspiracy theory? You just think the government's just batting 1,000 and telling us the whole truth?
I've seen this before.
Yeah.
I like him.
That's
He's
a
good.
strong stance to take. And again, as I said before, I don't like talking about politics on stage or off stage. I don't like talking about things I don't feel like I'm truly knowledgeable in. But I do know this. Our government is placed in charge of all of its people. I'm a father who's been placed in charge of just one son. And I lie to that nigga all the time.
Okay. So maybe you can see where I'm going with this before we get started.
We're going to talk about conspiracy theories?
We are going to talk about some conspiracy theories.
All right.
So a couple days ago, I was just kind of sitting down and start just thinking about a couple things, and I started to remember the first time I actually paid attention to a conspiracy theory. Now, do you believe in some conspiracy theories or any out there? Like, is there anything that you, that you hold dear to your heart?
Not really. Like when I was a kid, I definitely believed in them.
Mm-hmm.
I think as an adult, I'm just more or less frustrated by them instead of like being entertained by them. Like when I was a kid, I used to think that this stuff was hilarious or interesting or whatever. But nowadays, with all the stuff going on in politics, I'm just like, oh, come on.
Okay, well, maybe politics aside.
Okay.
Is there anything? So, I mean, like the guy was saying in the video, I mean, you don't believe in any conspiracy theories?
Probably, but I probably don't realize it's a conspiracy theory.
Oh, okay.
Because, some of that stuff is kind of slid over into mainstream thought,
Okay. Well, okay, so we'll touch base on that again in a second, but so I remember the first time, because I was, in my, I don't know, late 20s when I actually paid attention to this one conspiracy theory, and I was living in Florida at the time. It was my day off of work. I was just driving around, and I happened to be, listening to this one talk radio show that I always listen to, and at the time, I was like pulling into the gas station parking lot. I was going to go inside, get a drink or whatever. And it was a bright, sunny day, no clouds in the sky. And I lived in Daytona at the time. And Daytona has a aeronautical university.
Yeah.
Right there. So the guy on the radio was talking about that he believes that all the planes now that you see in the sky, he was like, there's a lot more, than we ever saw before. There's so many planes in the sky, and there's all these planes leaving these smoke trails. And he was like, so, but you know what that is, right?
Chemtrails?
Yeah, it's like chemtrails. And this was the first time, like I'd never heard that before. And like like I said, I never really paid attention to any and at the same time as this guy was talking, I remember kind of I get out the car and I see like, a plane in the sky, with the, the smoke, and I'm like, I don't know, it just hit me, and I never forgot that. But
Now, wait, I'm actually curious. Who were you listening to? Was it Bubba the Love Sponge?
I'm surprised that you that you know that.
Is that who it
Yeah,
was?
yeah.
No, I'm a big Howard Stern fan.
Yeah,
and
okay.
him and Howard are friends.
Yeah,
So yeah.
yeah. So that's funny. But yeah, like I said, I never paid attention, and that was one that just stuck with me. And then I heard a bunch of different conspiracy theories throughout the years.
So do you believe in that? Do you believe that passenger airlines are dropping chemicals over?
I don't know.
Now passenger airlines can dump fuel though.
Yeah.
And they've done it over people before, and there's been some health hazards.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's
Because they take off, their takeoff weight and their landing weight are two different things.
Mm-hmm.
And so if they just get into the sky and instantly have a problem, and they got to turn around and come back down.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes they got to dump fuel, otherwise they can't.
Yeah.
They can't land again.
Oh, okay. Yikes. Okay, no, but I think I don't believe in that because I don't feel like. I mean, I know the United States government's done some pretty crappy things in the past,
Sure.
but nowadays I don't feel like there's going to be a situation where the government is trying to kill the citizens. Even if you can, well. Also going back to Bubba the Love Sponge, what he was saying was that whatever chemical they're dropping is to like weed out the weak ones, So, but I just don't feel like that is legitimate. That would never happen. I don't think that nowadays the government would do anything to like kill the citizens, kill the people.
So he was basically saying, this is what? So they can just get rid of the lowest level?
I guess.
I guess I'm a little confused.
Well-
like what would that buy us?
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. I don't understand. Like that's why I don't believe in that, because I don't think that there's a situation where you can successfully, like, even if, so say that whatever chemical that they're dropping, I don't know. I can't even get into that because that doesn't make sense to me. So, but I think that's why it stuck with me, because I felt it was so absurd. And like I said, that was just the first time I paid attention to conspiracy theories and like that people actually believe some of these things. There you go.
So this is I'm showing you a picture now. This is one of the conspiracies I used to believe in.
Mm-hmm.
So I've always been like a huge like a airplane nerd, like space nerd also.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe it was in the early 80s, there was a line item that showed up on like a military budget,
Mm-hmm.
but it was referred to as whatever the project code name was, and the project code name was Aurora, and everybody jumped on the bandwagon and started speculating what Aurora could be. And they started saying how it was being tested out of Area 51 and it was a top secret spy plane. And maybe it had, for a while, people were saying things like maybe it had alien parts. And then people started saying that it was using a experimental engine called a pulse jet. And the proof is that people would take pictures of these and see how it's not like a steady stream. It's got a bunch of little rings in it. And they call it the donuts on a rope contrail. And they were saying this is an engine that is just like detonating every many times a second or something.
Right.
And basically that conspiracy went on until the 2000s, where then they through a release of like a Freedom of Information Act, they said, they were developing an airplane, but it is not the Aurora. It's the B-2 stealth bomber. They called it Aurora at some point on paper. And the whole thing just it just reeked of conspiracy theories, though, or it started all these conspiracies because the deal is that code name was never supposed to be known to the public. That should have been redacted out of the thing that they gave. I mean, like, I'm sure Congress sees those things, but it should have not been seen. And it was like hundreds of millions of dollars. And so everyone was like, oh, it's got to be a secret airplane. And it turned out that it was, but it wasn't this weirdo, half alien, half craft. It was something that we had learned about years ago. They just thought, well, why should we admit to the code name? Because frankly, if people around the world believe that the United States government are hiding aliens and stuff, that just keeps them off the scent of what they're really doing, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
But as a kid, I even read about this like in Popular Mechanics or Popular Science, I think.
Yeah.
It was messed up.
Yeah, I didn't know about that one. That's funny. Okay, so I don't want to get too deep in some of these conspiracy theories because we got some doozies going on today. But there's a couple that I want to run by you to see if, because maybe some of this might change your mind. You might want to get involved in some of these.
Sure,
okay?
sure.
Okay, so I got about 5 of them, 5 or 6. Okay, so the first one is that the Earth has been sucked into a black hole. And actually, the Earth has already ended. The Earth ended in 2012, but we haven't realized this yet. So
because of the Mayan calendar?
No. So that's a little different.
Okay.
This one, I thought you might have.
Okay, so the Earth is in a black hole.
Yeah.
And it ended
in 2012.
11 years ago.
Yep.
And how do I even get on board with this conspiracy theory? I mean, what? How do they explain how that we're still alive?
Well. So this is the thing. I thought you might get a kick out of this because you're a science guy.
Sure.
And have you heard of like the Higgs boson, the God particle,
the Higgs boson?
Yeah. So I thought that would be something right up your alley. You probably have heard of this and can get on board with.
Well, you're saying that what, a super collider created the black hole that swallowed the Earth?
Yes. Yep.
Okay, but then how are we still alive?
Well, we probably just haven't met that point yet. So what it takes to destroy the Earth? Maybe it's 13 years.
You know what I will say about this conspiracy is there is a little bit of like. So some astrophysicists have like hypothesized about what's on the inside of a black hole, because there's a bunch of people in the camp of it's just super compressed matter or whatever it sucks in, but some people believe that there may be an entirely new universe in there with their own solar systems and stars and planets and
so
civilization.
It's not instant death.
And we may exist in somebody else's black hole.
Okay.
Our universe.
Yeah. So this is it gets deep. Gets deep. So you can get on board with this.
I mean,
maybe the Earth didn't end like they think, but we're in a black hole right now.
You know what? I don't necessarily know if that is a conspiracy theory because I've heard of people I would trust and they're saying that they're hypothesizing that this could be a scenario.
Okay, so I don't know much about this one.
Okay.
And I've heard of that theory and the God particle, but I haven't done much research. But what happens to our sun in that instance of a black hole, that we got sucked into a black hole? Because as far as I know, if like a black hole is close to the sun, doesn't it go like supernova and explode?
Well, no, it wouldn't go supernova. It would be ripped apart and then it would be sucked into the black hole. So it would look like something going down the drain, and the drain would be the black hole. So the fact that the whole idea is that we got sucked into a black hole in 2012 when they were using the particle accelerator, I feel like that's all crap.
Yeah.
Because everything would just be shredded. But the part that we could be in a black hole right now,
Yeah. Is it
Maybe.
possible? Okay.
I mean, maybe a black hole formed, and that's what formed the pocket of space that our universe is in.
Yeah.
And then after that, there was just a bunch of matter being sucked into it. And then that matter cooled and spread out and then pooled together and created first stars and then planets.
But wouldn't
And that's
we
how our
notice-
universe created.
But wouldn't something be different around us?
No, I'm not saying that like if we got sucked into a black hole, I'm pretty sure we'd notice it.
Yeah. Okay.
But
this
I'm
happened.
saying, like-
this happened before.
Yeah, like when people are like, well, like a lot of people are under the misunderstanding that the Big Bang hypothesizes that there was nothing and then there was something, but that's not actually true.
Yeah.
It's a super compressed piece of matter that exploded, or not really exploded, but it rapidly expanded into everything that we know.
Okay.
But maybe since we're in the inside of it and we're trying to figure out, what happened before that, maybe we'll only know if we were on the outside, and maybe the outside appears in somebody else's universe as a black hole.
Oh, okay. I see.
But I don't know if that's a conspiracy theory. What you said was a conspiracy theory. What I'm saying is actual scientists' ideas.
Okay. Okay. Well, then I'll put you down for that one.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So then, all right. So the next
No,
one.
I'm not going to start receiving magazines in the mail or anything.
I
You're-
can't
you're
confirm
not-
or deny that.
Okay, you're not putting me on like a mailing list.
Yeah. Okay. So next one is that the Illuminati headquarters is located in the Denver International Airport. So you used to be a big traveler.
Yep.
So I'm sure you can have some experience with this one. You ever been to Denver? You
Yep.
ever been to the airport?
Yep.
Have you noticed anything strange and unusual? Any certain?
I mean,
people
other
that
than the
stuck out to
shape
you?
of the building, no.
Yeah.
No, I mean, why would they think that?
Well, okay, so I only put this one down because the staff at the Denver International Airport actually heard about this conspiracy theory and they went along with it.
They would play it up.
Yeah, so they would play it up.
Nice.
So yeah,
Nice.
so bringing more attention to it, which that could be fun, but maybe a little bit.
It's like
sketchy.
you know what Cheyenne Mountain is, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and do you remember the TV show Stargate,
Oh yeah.
which was supposed to be underneath NORAD in
Yeah.
Cheyenne Mountain? So the people at that base, evidently there's some storage closet where they have put up a sign that says Stargate. Like as if you go through, but
Yeah,
really it's like copy machine paper and stuff.
Nice.
But yeah.
Okay, yeah. Actually, I don't have much on that because I have heard so much stuff about the Illuminati, and then it gets
Now, when you're talking about the Illuminati, are you talking about the normal Illuminati or are you talking about the black Illuminati?
no, not the normal Illuminati.
Okay.
So
not
that's
not the Hollywood one that determines people's lives?
Yeah.
Okay. And careers?
Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna skip over that because I don't really want to deal with that one.
Okay.
I just thought that since you were a big time traveler, you'd be like, oh yeah, I know. Well, I used to be in Denver, and
Oh, sure.
You would have a lunch dinner.
Yeah, it's right next to the Admirals Club.
Yeah. So when you're waiting for your connecting flight, you would just go visit some old buddies. Okay. All right. So here's one that's pretty serious. I know a lot of people get real up in arms about this. I think myself included now. That the Earth. So these actually are individual conspiracy theories, but I kind of lumped them up together because they should be all together. Is that the Earth is hollow, it's flat, and that the moon is not real.
Well, wait a second. Yeah, you're lumping them all together.
Yeah. So listen, I understand that. Like
I
that's
do know about these conspiracy theories, and
these are,
I think they're funny.
yeah. So I
You know
these
what?
are
I'm
three
going to go
separate
back
ones.
on the first question you asked me.
Yeah.
If I buy into them, and I said no, but I used to think that they're funny. I guess I still think that they're funny.
Okay.
I watch like anti-flat earther stuff online all the time, just because it's so ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like there'll be like a video of a guy on an airplane holding up a level, and he goes, "Look, if the Earth was round, wouldn't the airplane just keep dipping down so it goes around it?" And I'm like, dude, that's not.
Yeah.
The Earth is so big, idiot.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Hollow Earth thing, that actually even crossed over into the last the Godzilla movie.
Oh, I didn't see that one.
Yeah, I think and then they went inside the Earth, and that's where Godzilla was from. Wait, is it Godzilla or was it King Kong?
Listen, all I know is that I watched The Core. Okay, so there is no way the Earth is hollow. Did you see the adventure those people had to go through?
No,
There's no way. You need to watch The Core.
The Core.
Yes. Yeah. So basically, I'll just tell you the premise quickly: is that the core of the Earth stops, and there are some great minds that realize that this has happened based on things that are happening above the surface. So they come up with a plan to like restart the core and get it moving again. So listen, I watched that movie like 3 times. It's not a great acting movie, but you know.
You know what this is reminding me of is remember that movie what was it when they all went up into space to blow up an asteroid?
Oh yeah. Now I can't think of the name of it. Armageddon.
Yeah. Yeah, that okay.
Yeah,
Just when you're describing restarting the core, I'm thinking, and exactly how would you do that?
Yeah.
This is so huge.
Yeah, listen, I'm not gonna spoil it. You have to watch it. But yeah, listen. Yeah, you'll watch it, be like, oh yeah, that makes sense.
All right, and then wait, what was it? It was flat Earth,
Okay.
hollow Earth, and what was the other one?
And that the moon isn't real.
Oh well,
That
yeah.
it's-
You know what? Actually, both of those other conspiracies believe that. They think it's like 5 miles away,
Yeah.
and that it's very small,
Yeah.
and that the sun is like 5 miles away, or
Yeah. Or that the moon is like a projection. So they're just yeah.
or I've heard that there's many different versions of the moon. That's why we see them as like, like a half moon or a sliver or whatever. Yeah,
Because you got to pick and choose which one to put up.
yeah.
Couple, yeah. So the thing I don't understand about these is like, I realize that that these conspiracies don't just come from Americans or not originated in America, but I'm focusing on living in America and people that feel like the Earth or that the moon is not real. What do you have to say for like other people around the globe? I mean, I'm assuming that they're not flat Earth people that feel like the moon isn't real. So what do you have to say for the rest of the people around the globe that see the moon?
You
Like,
know,
who's doing this whole production of like faking the moon appearance? All like, do you realize how much time and energy that would
well,
take?
I know that the flat earthers think that the world's governments and the world's space agencies like NASA are behind it. And the whole reason they're behind it is because of, one, money, and two, to control us, which doesn't make any sense.
No.
And then you watch them do these mental gymnastics to try to explain it to you. They'll take one sciencey sounding thing, and then they'll twist it and then into something else, or they won't fully understand it.
Yeah.
And then they'll go, see, this makes it all true.
Yeah.
And it's like, if you knew what you were talking about, you know that it actually says the opposite of what you're saying.
Yeah. So the thing I would love to say to people that believe either one of those or all three, is that why don't they get their whole organization together to like prove it? So for flat Earth people, I'm sure that they can find can find someone to go to space so you can show us that the Earth is flat.
Yeah, I'm waiting for them to get enough money, or for space travel or like tourist space travel to get cheap enough for them to do that. But they have done experiments. Did you ever see? There was a Netflix special out, and I think it was called "Behind the Curve" or something like that. And they was talking about the flat earther convention they had, and they did some what I would call serious experiments. And all of the experiments showed that the Earth was round, and then they just denied it anyways.
Oh yikes! Yeah,
Like,
that's embarrassing.
One thing they did was they just took a boat, and then on the side of the boat they attached a big like a piece of what would you call it, like plywood, and they painted all of these stripes on it. Then they had the boat sail away, or it was a motorboat, but like drive away, and everyone stood on the shore and watched it with binoculars and telescopes. And sure enough, when it got far enough away, the bottom of the boat started disappearing. You could see there used to be, I don't know how many lines there was, like 10, but then all of a sudden there was 8, and then there was 6. And then they went to the flat earthers and they went, does that prove it for you? And they're like, nope. Then there was a guy who got his hands on a, what was it, a laser gyroscope that was so sensitive that when you're using it, the thing costs like $20,000. When you're using it, you have to account for a 15 degree per hour rotation that the Earth is doing. You have to disregard that when you're using this to measure stuff because it's so accurate. But they were going to use it to see if there was a 15 degree per hour drift, and there was. And then they're like, we must be using it wrong. It must be incorrect. We must have done something wrong. And they tried this experiment a couple times and they kept getting it. And then another one was they went out, there was like a canal, and it was a very calm day, so the water was perfectly flat. And they put a board in the middle of this experiment. So on one side were a bunch of people with cameras, and on the other side there was some people with cameras and a laser, and then they were like miles apart. And then in the middle, they put a board up with a hole in it. And then they said, if the Earth is round, we will have to hold the laser up at this level. But if it's flat, we can hold it up at the height of the hole in the board, and it should just we should be able to see it. Well, they held it up to the level that it should have been if the Earth was flat, and you couldn't see it. And then they moved it to like whatever feet. It was like 19 and a half feet or something. And then they could see it, and they're just like, we must have done something wrong here.
Yeah, of course.
And it's like, it's because the Earth isn't flat.
Yeah, it's always a miscalculation.
Yeah.
So insane.
It's like they already have the answer, and they're looking for the justification.
Yeah.
And it should be the other way around. You should ask the question and then figure out, see what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in your opinion, do you think that's ever going to stop? You think that there's ever going to be a time when people are like, okay, you know what? We've done all these experiments. We've made these arguments, but the truth is the Earth is actually round. We've, all of our experiments failed, and our hypothesis is garbage.
I mean, there's been points in time where people have believed this, but believing that the Earth is round has actually been going on for thousands of years. And the people who didn't believe that were basically just ridiculed. But I want to say the major difference now is that, we have the internet, and before the internet, if there was 5 people around the planet that were interested in something, they'd never meet each other. And now they're all together.
Yeah.
And so I think there'll always be conspiracies, but as more and more people go into space, we're just going to make fun of these people more and more, I think. And it's sort of like some of the conspiracy theories on like vaccines and stuff like that. They will say ridiculous things that science doesn't uphold or prove, and then wonder why they're not being taken seriously. Like they'll go to a serious scientist or a leader or something and go, why are you lying about the shape of the Earth? Why are you lying about vaccines? And then they're like, okay, next question. We're not even going to, that's so dumb.
Yeah. Okay. All right, moving on to my next one that I want to talk to you about is that we're living in the Matrix.
Like this is a simulation.
Right. So before you get too much into it, I am annoyed by this one.
Why?
because I feel like the movie The Matrix like got people on this. Like maybe people had thought about us being in the simulation before, but like I feel like it's totally triggered since the movie. Since the movie did such a great job of like portraying that and bringing that out, that people are like, "Oh, you know what? We're living in the Matrix." That's the only explanation.
Well, maybe not calling it the Matrix, but if you watch some of these talks that Elon Musk will give at like either like some type of technological conference or space conference or something like that, anytime they go to the audience, somebody goes, "Hey, Elon, is this base reality or is this a simulation?"
Yeah.
And then he brings out the statistics of what the odds are. But I don't know. My question would be, does it matter?
I think it would.
But
I mean,
even if you never knew?
Well, I mean, I guess if there's nothing you can do about it, you can't escape the Matrix, then no. But I don't know.
Right around the same time that the movie The Matrix came out, another movie very similar was the 13th Floor.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Yeah, I did.
The premise of them creating a simulated world and then that world creating a simulated world kind of blew my mind. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
It's like it's all turtles all the way down,
Yeah. Yeah. I just, I don't know. I am intrigued by the idea of us living in a simulation. But I just feel like, I don't know if that's just, it doesn't feel like an original idea, I suppose. It just feels like it was hijacked from the movie. And then, I don't know, like you said, I mean, how would you...
I definitely think more people are talking about it since those movies have come out.
Yeah.
What, 20 some years ago?
Yeah. Okay. So here's my...
So wait. So far, you don't believe in any of these?
I'm getting to it right
Okay,
now.
because I feel like you believe in something.
I do.
Okay.
You want to hear what it is?
Yeah.
All right. So this is my last one.
Okay.
Well, I got bonus. So Prince Charles, I think maybe he's King Charles now.
Yeah.
He's a vampire. Have you heard this?
No.
Okay.
Explain this to me.
So, he is related to Vlad the Impaler,
Yeah.
who,
Like in real life, he is?
yes.
Oh, okay.
So Bram Stoker's Dracula was based on
Yeah.
Vlad. Okay. So what more proof do you need that this is the lineage of vampires right here? I mean, this is I can't believe that this is so close.
I mean,
This is important right here.
and you believe in this?
Yeah, I do. Because how often do you see King Charles outside in the sun?
Okay.
He's never in the sun. I mean, they got a picture right here, but he's clearly got a bunch of makeup on, trying to like protect himself so he doesn't explode in the sunlight. And it might just be, it could just be an actor, a doppelganger who's like taking his place because they know he's too fragile to go in the sun. You can't
Maybe he's a daywalker.
Yeah. Oh well, I don't know. Because I mean, how old he is, he's got to be pure blood. Can't be.
So wait a second. I just got to understand. And this might be a little bit of an inside joke, but I'll be able to add in a clip to make more sense of this. Why do you believe in vampires so much? Because this is not the first time you said that you believe in vampires.
Okay, listen. To like a lot of people like there's things like a werewolf. No, people can't turn into a werewolf. But the natural characteristics of a vampire are very like human. And then it just takes one small mutation to make you into a vampire. Okay, it's not like you're turned into a robot or something crazy. Like you are very much human, and then one little thing, and then it's passed on through what? Through blood. Like you get
Okay,
bit, so it's like a disease.
What type of vampire do you believe in? Do you believe in the type that only can be reproduced by exchanging their blood with a victim? Or do you believe that they can reproduce the same way human beings reproduce?
Vampires can do both.
I like how you're not even hesitating here. You're like, no, it's a fact.
Yeah, they can do both. Okay, yeah, and then I think the one thing that's gets a little out of hand with vampires is like the whole like garlic and crosses thing. Those things are just added for the
But
movies.
you don't believe in any of that.
No, none of that's real for vampires. But like
wait,
sunlight, obviously, because just vampires, just because the
like it's
natural,
like an allergy.
right.
Okay,
Just because
but they can't have an allergy to
no,
garlic.
no, because that's come on, that's ridiculous.
wait.
Vampires love to eat spaghetti
I feel like
because
an allergy to garlic could be a real thing.
They like red sauce.
Okay,
So no.
So wait, do you believe that they can fly?
No, that one's a little bit crazy.
That's too stupid.
Yeah. but if you go way back to like the original, like I don't know if King Charles is the original vampire, the first one.
Oh wait a second. In your belief, you're believing that he's Vlad the Impaler, or just related to him?
No, he's related to him.
Sure, but is there a part of you that believes that it's the same person just hundreds of years later?
It could be. It's very well that could be in there. Like I have to do a little bit more research to narrow down all those details, but that's a lead. That's a strong lead right there.
So have you ever seen a picture of somebody, like an old picture, that looks remarkably like someone who still exists today, so that we would know that someone's immortal?
Yeah, I have. I've seen a picture of someone from it was like a picture in the 1980s.
Okay.
And then I've seen a picture of that same person in like the 1880s.
Who?
I can't just divulge that information, but it was like doing some some research, and like this, you like, I mean, obviously there's a little bit of variation, and you got to really look at it, like really study it, but it's like the same person.
Okay. So if you believe that, because vampires are just a small mutation from humans, almost like they caught a disease,
Right.
what about like Bigfoot? I mean, wouldn't that just be
No.
No. Like there's chimpanzees and there's
Then
and
how come there's
great
only
apes,
one? Then how come
and
there's
then
only
there's
one?
then there's human beings.
There's only one Bigfoot.
Well, maybe there's not. Maybe there's more than one. I mean, how else would it reproduce?
But how often do people see Bigfoot?
But that is
In a certain-
unbelievable to you.
I feel like they
But
only
vampires
see Bigfoot
are
in
believable
a
to you?
certain place. Like people only see Bigfoot like in the woods.
Okay.
Have you ever
How
seen
about-
Bigfoot in the city?
No. But how about the Loch Ness monster then?
No.
Well, but we know that things that were very
again-
similar to that existed, called plesiosaurs.
Yeah.
And,
Once
and-
again,
and you don't think maybe one of those just made it?
no, I don't.
I mean, by the way, I don't believe in any of this stuff, but I'm just saying, I just want to know where
like I feel like people say like the Loch Ness monster is only in Scotland. What? How? Come on now. If there was,
it
Loch
lives
Ness,
lives in Loch Ness.
Yeah, but that it's in that it's in Scotland. I guess maybe that's another conspiracy theory, is that like that they've seen it in Scotland, or they feel like that's the
In Loch Ness, the lake.
no.
What? Okay. But then, okay, how about this? Do you believe in...
Don't say nothing about dogmen, because that's ridiculous right there.
Okay, well, wait a second. What I was going to say was the military doing genetic manipulation, maybe to make like super
To
soldiers,
make vampires? Psst, come on.
or
Okay.
or to make the thing I know you believe in, which is dogmen.
Yeah. That would have no military advantage whatsoever.
What are you talking about?
Vampires. Vampires.
It could
can
have the
be,
nose of a dog and the hearing of a dog and the body of a man, so it could operate guns and stuff.
Yeah, that seems scary. That looks ridiculous. Now, a vampire, though, you create a vampire that can like talk to you, get up close to you, and then bite your neck, and then have the other person become a vampire.
Wait
and
a
then,
second here.
You know?
Wait, no, wait. I think I get this now. This isn't. Is this a weird like sexual thing with you?
What?
That you're fascinated by this for
No, because I don't want to be.
other reasons than what we're.
No, I think you're taking it totally wrong.
Okay.
Hey, so I got another last conspiracy theory.
Oh, we're all done talking
Yeah, we're
about,
talking about that.
what
Yeah,
you're into and what you believe.
Yeah, we'll visit that another time.
Okay.
Okay. So the last one is my honorable mention. Is that the COVID vaccine has a 5G chip in it. We'll stick with that. Okay. So I know that you're very passionate about this. Now, for the people that have gotten the vaccine that has the 5G chip in it, now those people have an advantage. Okay. Because
Because they get free Wi-Fi.
exactly. You know. So I like this is a conspiracy theory, but like they don't realize that those people that took the vaccine now they got a leg up on everybody else, and they want to try to ridicule them and make fun of them, but
Do you know how all of this started?
no.
So first of all, it's two different conspiracies. One being that 5G is terrible for us because it operates in some 5Gs operates in the low microwave bands, which on its surface sounds terrible. Like, you know, why would you want like basically the insides of a microwave facing at you, you know, without any protection?
Right.
I mean, wouldn't that cook us? The answer is no. It doesn't penetrate much more than just the first layer of the skin. And then the other thing was that, you know, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation.
Yeah.
So they were looking for a way when they were in some of these third world countries to vaccinate everyone. And the problem is that they didn't really have like medical records. So they were researching a company that said that they would be able to use a type of dye and put a type of dye into the vaccine. So if you maybe got a vaccine for disease A or virus A, if underneath like either like an ultraviolet light or some type of scanner, they would be able to just put it on your arm and tell that you've already had that. So instead of trying to figure out how to solve the paper trail for these people in developing countries, they thought they could put a marker on people so that they would know, oh, you got the polio vaccine or you got this vaccine. But then that turned into Bill Gates is trying to microchip people, and then that got rolled into,
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know, it all sounds very ridiculous to me.
Yeah, it does. It does. Listen, I would love to have the 5G chip.
Well, what do you think about the stuff that Elon Musk is doing with Neuralink? Putting a chip inside your brain and having you directly interact with technology?
Yeah, that sounds interesting. Yeah, I think that I would
But now, what if they start using it for mind control?
well, then that's not good because I don't want to be like, you know, the Winter Soldier, because isn't that like one step away from being Bucky Barnes?
Yeah, but here's the question. How do you know it hasn't already happened to you and that you're being mind controlled right now? You just don't know it.
Yeah, there's no way.
There's no way.
Nah.
There's no way we're in a simulation. There's no way that you're being mind controlled.
Listen,
Like a remote control person.
dude, if I am in a simulation right now, then I want to like beat up or shoot my controller because like, come on now. There's no way that things going around me right now are being controlled by somebody.
You feel like your life isn't interesting enough to be a simulation?
Well, no, like it would have to be way more interesting than this. I mean, come on now. Like when you're playing a video game, if you're ever playing something like Minecraft or some Roblox or something where you have a character.
I remember back in the day playing SimCity, and they would be like, well, you got to build more sewer systems and roads because the population is getting upset.
Yeah.
And for some reason, I used to play the crap out of that game. My favorite was when I got an island map, and then I could do the whole island.
Oh,
it was awesome.
Yeah. No, maybe that's it. Maybe we're just in a super boring simulation.
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe the aliens controlling us are just really into the most mundane stuff.
Yeah.
Look at this guy. He sleeps half the day.
Or they're like, only one button works on my controller, so my
yeah. Maybe the simulation would be more interesting, except for they're playing with a broken controller.
All right. Well, look, this was a fun, interesting conversation. We're gonna revisit this,
right?
Because I'm like I'll come back to you when
since I'm the one that does all the editing, I'm gonna edit in what I've seen you say before.
listen,
you're gonna be real happy with the final edit of this video.
Listen, you're gonna be on board with this whole vampire thing. Not too long. I know it.
Sure.
Just wait, because I got some more info for you, and it's gonna blow your mind.
You're doing ongoing research on vampires?
What? Don't look at my computer. This is private. All right, I'll let you know what I got soon enough.
All right, you're being really weird right now.
All right, like and subscribe, and leave me your best vampire stories.
Right, and any proof, because he needs proof.
Yep. No, I don't need proof. I got all that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. And the alien proof. Don't forget about the pictures of the aliens that you had.
Yep. I'll get those for you soon.
Okay. I'll talk to you later.
All right.
Bye.
Let me tell you what I did when I was in the sixth grade. I was in science class, and I can't remember why it came up, but someone brought up like aliens or something. Just kids talking.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I have pictures of aliens. I've seen aliens. And so the teacher and everybody was like, what are you talking about? I'm like, yeah, I got pictures of aliens. And they're like, well, bring them in. And I'm like, all right, I'll bring them in tomorrow. So I don't necessarily believe in vampires.
Yeah.
But I feel like I could support that. I could get behind. Like, I feel like that's a great idea.
Vampires.
Yeah.
That's where you went.
Yeah. So, well, I mean, so of all the paranormal things, I think that's one of the most fascinating for me is vampires, and not like your, like True Blood, Twilight vampires. I mean, maybe more True Blood than Twilight, but I don't know, because I don't know if there's all this romance type.
Like old school Anne Rice stuff, like Interview with the Vampire?
Yeah.
You believe in that?
Yeah, well, I don't believe in that, but I could.
You could get behind it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, yeah, I could get behind that.